Drop the gun! Show me your hands!
Welcome to the Weekly Homicide Report, the weekly program where we talk about all the people that needlessly died at the hands of another person. Now let's take a look at this week's graph. Chicago added 13 this week. After 2 weeks in the single digits, they're back to double digits. Philadelphia reported 3 this week. This is the lowest number reported all year for 1 week. And I looked back at last year and they reported 3 just once. And that was week 46 of 2022. So may or may not be a suspect number. New York City reported 5 and is widening the gap between them and Houston. Houston reported 2, which is their lowest weekly total all year. They've been below 5 only 7 times this year. Our nation's capital added 3 and remains ahead of Baltimore, which reported 4 this week. New Orleans added 7. This is only the 5th time all year they've reported 7 or more. So last week we looked at the murder rates of these 7 cities, and this week we'll look at the murder rates of 7 more cities. So look at this list of 7 cities. Chicago is considered the bad guy when it comes to homicides, but only 2 of these 7 cities have a murder rate better than Chicago. Can you guess which ones? And if you follow crime even a little bit, you can probably guess which of these cities has the highest murder rate. But 2 of these cities have murder rates higher than all 7 from the previous graph. Jackson, Mississippi is the smallest of these 7 and has the highest murder rate. And 88.8 is easily one of the highest in the country. Only 2 of these cities have rising populations, and that's Columbus, Ohio, and Kansas City, Missouri. The rest all have declining populations. Columbus is the largest of these cities at over 907,000. Its population is growing, but at a slow enough rate that it shouldn't drastically change their crime numbers. Of these 14 cities, only 4, New York City, Houston, Columbus, and Louisville, have murder rates better than Chicago. I'm going to continue to do these murder rates in these homicide reports because I feel like it's important for people to see that although everyone uses Chicago as America's bad guy, there are so many cities worse, some far worse than Chicago. Well, that's all I have for you today, but I'll be back next week with the week 44 numbers. Until then, have a great week, and I'll catch you next week. This is a weekly video, so if you like this type of content, hit that like button, leave your thoughts in the comments, and consider subscribing. And I'll catch you next week.